2023 Auburn University Marching Band. For your halftime entertainment, we celebrate the 43-year reign of the Speed Metal Kings, Metallica. The 9 Grammy Awards and 14 nominations, 38 concert tours worldwide, and 11 studio albums that span 4 decades, the Titans of Thrash remain the standard by which all other metal is measured. We begin with a 1984 classic from their second album, For Whom the Bell Tolls, followed by the 1992 tour anthem, Wherever I May Roam. And then, let's turn down the house and light up the stage with the Auburn University Marching Band and their show, Metallica.
It's Wednesday night, and that means it's time for another edition of Auburn Family Night. This is the show each week where you, the Auburn family, our audience, takes center stage. You get to choose where we go and what we talk about in the Auburn experience, Auburn sports, Auburn culture, Auburn family. Let's get into all those different things, comments, questions, and calls coming up right now. War Eagle, everybody, welcome back to another edition of E2C Network Live, where we get together, we sit down, we discuss and share, and Kyle's going to change hats on the fly because he realized he put on the wrong hat. The Auburn experience. All about Auburn sports, Auburn culture, Auburn family stuff. An easier way to say it, though, is if it's orange and blue, it is what we do. So thank you so much for joining us and what we're going to be doing this evening. I'm all over the place this evening on our live opportunity for you, the Auburn family, to take center stage on Auburn Family Night. This is the show each week on Wednesdays where you hop in and you take control of the show, essentially. Yes, I'll be in front of the camera the whole time and offering my thoughts about what you offered on the table for us to discuss. We certainly will go, though, where you want to go, talk about what you want to talk about, debate what you want to talk about. All of that is your choice tonight on Auburn Family Night, brought to you by our friends at barnersupply.com. As you see down there in the bottom left-hand corner, great Auburn company that you need to be supporting as much as you support us. Do go check them out. We have their links available. We'll put them in the chat throughout tonight. They should be in the description here on YouTube, on the post on the different social media platforms that we put out there for. And I'm now wearing one of their awesome gear. Sorry, Matt. Awesome tonight. Yeah, I had it like right over here the other night and I forgot to put it back in my normal spot. Anyway, Auburn Family Night's here, and we are proud to be partnering with Barner Supply for this particular show. So this is a show, for those of you that are here for the first time, that you get to do what you want to do and tell me what you want to talk about, and we'll certainly do that. We'd ask that you start the show off, as many of you always do, by letting us know where you're checking in from and making sure you tell us where you're watching from. We always like to hear those type of things and know where people are in the Auburn family are calling in from on this Auburn Family Night. We have this one titled Spring Ball Done. Men's basketball portal and women's as well on the full swing here. So those are probably the big topics out there that most people are wanting to discuss. But there's plenty of other things in the Auburn experience to talk about. We now have official opportunities for looking more into detail at that expansion of Jordan-Hare North. So this is probably a good opportunity to unpack some of that and ask questions or us ponder a few things all together. So whatever you want to talk about, whenever you want to talk about it, that's a good opportunity to do that. But we also have our call-in link tonight brought to you by our friends at barnersupply.com. So you can take advantage of that now. That is now available and open for everybody to call into. And believe it or not, we had someone that beat Kevin to the punch today. So we're going to get him in here. Now, technically, I'm going to give Kevin a little wink here. He did get in before, but we had a little early bird there. But we'll make sure that we get him in there as well. James, thank you for checking in from Georgia. So we've got across Alabama checking in. We have got Georgia checking in this evening. And so far, the big states there for the Auburn family are represented as well. So thank you guys for calling in here tonight. And we'll, Quincy as well, we'll get to some of your stuff here too in just a little bit. Actually, I'll run through a couple of these questions and we'll get our first caller in just to make sure we don't get too far behind. Again, what you want to talk about, when you want to talk about it. If you want to utilize the call-in link, all you got to do is click it, and then you will be given a choice to be on camera or off camera, and your choice from that point forward how you want to proceed in that. But we would love just to hear from you this evening. So we'll go ahead and get that going here in just a minute. Kyle's kettle boileth over last night. No, my boy. So what Corey is referencing here is we had a discussion, and I guess sometimes the texts make it feel like it's more serious than it is, and it really isn't. We have been having this ongoing debate across our content and stuff like that. There's this what I call a logical fallacy that you have to have size to win, to be a good basketball team and to win games, and that's been proven factually incorrect time and time again. And so I challenged them on that and provided some facts, and I guess that makes me boileth over. You didn't give me that good, Corey. But as a little shout out to Corey, I did check out your handiwork. I don't know if I mentioned that on the Auburn Experience this week, but it looks great over there, what you told me to go and check out. And there's WT stirring the pot again with all of that. Quincy, I'm trying to understand. War Eagle from Auburn. What now that there's no QB1? I guess you're asking if there's no QB. There's a QB1. Yeah, that'd be Byron Brown, and he's the quarterback, and that's pretty much settled and over with. I think. I hope we're not overreacting to spring. Surely we're not doing that. You can't make me boil over that easily, Corey. Now Micah can. Now Micah, I gave him some homework. He gave it to himself on the TikTok stream today. He's got some Auburn and NASA facts for us. I know it seems very out there, but Micah, you should call in and tell us that. But when maybe there's a lull in the show, you can drop that in there so I can concentrate on it. But we've got people lined up, ready to go. Callers are ready on Auburn Family Night. This is what I love. And unfortunately for Kevin, technically, Hunter beat him to it. What's going on, Hunter?
Hey, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Just realized 1 second that you are coming through the wrong microphone. That's on me. Give me 2 seconds so that I can make sure I hear you properly. What on earth? All right, go ahead, Hunter.
Hey, can you hear me better now?
That was on me. It had nothing to do with you. It's just my headphones were not plugged in all the way. And so I could hear you. It's just everybody else was going to hear you double through the mic and all that. But the floor is yours, sir.
I got you. And you know, at my heart, I'm a football guy. I've been recently trying to adapt and spread my wings a little bit, venture into baseball and, some other sports recently. But tonight, I want to keep it kind of in my wheelhouse, talk about football.
Let's do it.
So got to see you again at A-Day. That was awesome. I
Good
appreciate
to see you as well.
With the conversation and dialogue we had. But
yes, sir.
Just want to get your general thoughts on A-Day. I mean, I know it's a spring game, and people love to talk about winners, losers, etc. I just want to know what your experience was. Did you have fun? Did anything that stood out to you? Did you leave with any concerns that maybe you didn't have prior? Did you have concerns that are that you had before the game that you no longer have? Just a general touch base, see what your thoughts were.
I know it. I never want to cop out and say that there's no concerns, but I will tell you, I think we all noticed that there were a couple of high snaps throughout the game, throughout the scrimmage, and it seemed to be coming from all aspects of the depth for center. So that was, I mean, maybe not concerning is the right word, but that was. Why is that happening? Is it a timing thing? I'm not a center. That's not my background. I obviously was a kicker and backup wide receiver and defensive back. So I don't know why that would be occurring. But I guess from a game standpoint, that would be probably the biggest concern if there was one. And surely that's something that can be fixed. What positive stuck out to me, and it always is the same thing, but it's more about not the what, and the big theme of it, but the who of the young guys really stuck out to you. And I think Deshaun Spencer obviously made a lot of people happy. I know that when Kevin, I can see Kevin's in the green room right now, and I can see him nodding along already. So I'm kind of stealing his thunder there a little bit. But Deshaun Spencer is probably a name everybody's going to be excited about. Jared Smith with some athleticism that he showed at that position. So it's more about the individuals that stuck out to me. In terms of having a good time, listen, man, you have to try to keep me from having a good time when I'm in Auburn. I will have a good time no matter what's happening there, even in a loss. It was really good to be back in Jordan Hare. It kind of, wets the whistle, I guess, and makes things palatable to get through this off season, just to be back in the old girl for a little bit and enjoy that. And I'll tell you what I really enjoyed Hunter doing during some of the lulls of the action was looking over to that north end zone and just kind of imagining what the new look and the feel of being enclosed more. And I don't think you get a good appreciation for what that is going to do for that end zone, whether everybody agrees or not that they're doing it the right way, what that's going to do in terms of the atmosphere in there. Just the fact that it will feel enclosed for the most part from that standpoint. So those would be maybe the big things that hit the top of my head and what you were asking there. Let me turn it around on you, sir. What about you?
So I fall in the general consensus to where offensive line was a concern, as it was for 12 weeks last year. We always kind of wish for more, wanted that player development. And oftentimes I felt like that development wasn't there. I didn't see any adaptations until DJ took over. We moved some pieces around. And once we saw those pieces move, we saw the best performance as a whole, as a group, towards the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of hoping we would build on that. And, bringing all those new names in, you never know what you're going to get. However, although I know it's just a spring game, you still have to block guys like Jared Smith and Womack. And, DJ, although the play calling on defense was vanilla, he didn't hesitate to bring pressure to the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bryce Dees was used commonly as a blitzer. We had Nichols blitzing. Xavier Atkins did Xavier Atkins thing. And for the most part, I was fairly impressed with how the offensive line held up. So I'm hoping that we can continue to build on that and we can find our best five and, see progression throughout the year. Prior to the game, I was, me, when it comes to skills positions, that's what I'm familiar with. That's what I played. I'm very critical of them. And corner, as much as I love and trust DJ, I was like, man, we lost a lot of big time talent in that corner room. So I was like, who is going to cover these guys? And the SEC is riddled with, top tier talent, especially in that position group.
Mm-hmm.
And I was concerned. And again, just a spring game. But a lot of these guys, these younger guys and these transfers really seem to seamlessly find a home at their position, and they excelled.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't a receiver, other than the first two plays when Byron missed them deep, that were running wide open. I mean, they were on them like white on rice, essentially, for 4 quarters. They played excellent. Even the twos, they played extremely well. Our linebacker group, they look elite, and I don't use the term elite lightly. I know everybody and their mama does, but truly, I believe we have the best linebacker room in football.
Yeah,
I'm excited, man. I'm genuinely excited. I think we have pieces to progress and to find some success. And I'm not screaming, 2026 national champions by any means, but I would be shocked if we don't at least meet a floor of 7 wins.
I think it's highly plausible, to get to 7 wins. I mean, I think there's several routes to do that. The question is, when or how do you get there, and where do you maybe to get above that 7-5? Where do you surprise a few folks? Maybe because I think that's where most people are going to probably have Auburn sitting somewhere between the 7-5, maybe an 8-4 range or something like that. Coach said it best: the talent is our floor at this point. And what I take that to mean is that the talent is good enough for us to be competitive here. He is sure of that, but what he is unsure of, it sounded like, is how it's all going to come together. And I think most coaches, I as much as I love Gus, I think he was more of the coach speak type of guy. But Freeze and Harsin and now Golish, they tend to kind of talk off the cuff a little bit, especially Golish very early in his tenure here. So I appreciate that he's been very candid about some things that he's concerned about, and I think it sets a good precedent for what fans should just keep an eye on. And I've always, you've heard me say this 1,000 times, I'm a big advocate of people hearing it straight from the coach's mouth and not getting the regurgitated version from me or from anybody else. So Yeah, I think there's a lot to be excited about, and that's kind of the goal of spring, right? To
Mm-hmm.
me, the goal in spring is not to figure out what the record is going to be. The goal is to figure out who you have and how they might be utilized. Will certain of these young players be utilized? And I think you saw a few of them. Deshaun would be one of them that really vied for some opportunities to play early, if not often.
Man, he popped.
Yeah, he did. He did. He stuck out a lot. A lot of people talking about it. Everybody kept going around me. So it was like, who's 9? Who's 9? I was like, yeah, that's Deshaun Spencer. So just, I think he's set himself a little high bar. And now the question is, along with what Coach said, he needs to work on getting college, strength and college durability. He's got the talent. If you combine those two together, he can be pretty awesome. So we'll see if he does that. Maybe even year 1. I don't know. We'll see. What did you, in general, did you have was anything stuck out to you just about the experience of being in Auburn or the stadium or anything like that?
I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I remember those a couple of years ago, and funny enough, it was like the first time I took my wife to an Auburn game, and it was a torrential downpour.
Mm-hmm.
But I sat there for all 4 quarters. I'm just happy to be between the hedges. You know what I mean? But man, I thought the sheer amount of people that showed up was impressive. Like, according to the Locked On guys, I don't know where they got the number from, but I want to say they mentioned 34,000 people were in attendance. As to how accurate it is, I don't know, but it did feel like those, the lower bowl was fairly packed, at least the central portion of it.
Well, let me ask you this. So where were you sitting? The north end zone is where the construction's happening. Where were you in relation to that?
So I was about midway up the bowl, roughly on the 50, and the north end zone was to my right.
Okay, so you were on the student side of it, and you were opposite. You were in the sun, is basically what it was. Okay, yeah.
I couldn't for the life of me remember. I was like, one of these sides is brutal, and the other one's got some shade. But I can't remember which one.
You chose the brutal side. Now, so here's the issue I have with trying to predict how many people were there. I didn't get a good perspective because the majority of us were on that side. And so when you're sitting amongst the crowd, it feels bigger, And so I'm just looking around. I'm like, the way I kind of gauged it was how many options did I have? Like I saw a section that I wanted to go to and sit in, right? Like try to find a spot. How easy was it for me to find a single seat that clearly wasn't being saved? I had to, kind of look around a few times before that was an option. So maybe that's a good indicator. And that's 20 minutes before kickoff. So maybe that's a good indicator. Maybe they have some insights that I don't have. 30 sounds a little high to me. It wouldn't shock me, but I would feel comfortable saying that there was 15,000 there, probably more, but that's kind of where I would start landing. And maybe they have some better. Maybe they actually heard from the athletic department, but I don't know that they put out any official statement on it.
Yeah, I don't really know how they measure it because it wasn't like they can go off of ticket sales or unless they have a way of collecting data as you enter.
Yeah. Which they don't.
But yeah, my number, I thought it was going to be hovering around 20,000. But when I heard 34, I was like, man, that's possible. I mean, it was a good crowd. That even the Tiger Walk, at least closer down towards the light, they were pretty packed in there. I was happy to see the band.
Oh yeah, so good to have them back. I loved having them there. It was whoever I said this, I think on the main podcast.
I love the band. It is just a spring game. But
I think,
and I was like, man, he had never seen it.
I think we're speaking over each other. We lost you for a second there. You back now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good now. Go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Sorry, I'm driving, so my service is a little spotty. But yeah, I was happy to see the band back. I was hoping to see a little more from the Tiger Walk. I mean, it wasn't bad, but like I said, I took my Bama buddies, so I was trying to show him as much as we can offer at this point in time. But I was hoping to get an Eagle flight too. Didn't see that, but overall, I loved it.
I'm glad you brought that up because when they started playing Freebird, I said, "Are they going to do it?"
I thought they were.
Everybody around me started looking around. I was like, "Wait a minute, that they don't play Freebird for just anything." And then
I was looking up in the spirals, and I was like, "Where are they?"
Nah, they teased us a little bit and didn't give us what we wanted there. Now, I will tell you, I don't remember what social medias you're on, but your Bama friend made a lot of headlines around social media. I don't know if you
Did
saw
he?
that. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'll have to.
He was getting ripped a lot on social media. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Met
I'll
the
have to try to
guy.
find it.
Yeah, he was a nice guy and all that, but he was the butt of a lot of jokes, and
Man,
that's kind of what happens when you show up to an Auburn A Day, and you kind of know that comes with the territory.
oh my goodness, man! And believe it or not, like he was gonna wear this super like flamboyant, bold, crimson, ugly sweater shirt, and I was like, man, you're gonna need to tone it down. Like they're gonna put you in a trash can somewhere.
Well, he didn't get in the trash can. He got used for a lot of fodder on social media. I saw him and I was like, oh my, this is exactly what I knew was going to happen. So,
Yeah, I have pretty much everything. I'll have to look. I haven't seen it, but
yeah,
me and him joked about it today at work. He's like, man, I'm probably getting made fun of everywhere.
oh, it was bad. It went. I wouldn't say viral, but it went big enough for it to come across my feed several times, and so that speaks to if I see it several times, that shows you that it was being moved around and stuff like that. I did not pipe up and mention that I had met him because I was like, I'm staying out of that fray, So.
I don't blame you.
All right, sir. Any final thoughts for you?
No, sir, not anything in depth. The only thing I would like to see, and it's early on. I'm curious to see how well is. I don't know if I pronounce it right. I call him Golish. I don't know if it's Golish, whatever.
Golish, yeah, Golish.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what he can do as far as recruiting. He's semi unproven when it comes to that, at least at a head coach capacity. So I'm excited to see what his future's like. But ultimately, I'm impressed with what I can be impressed with so far.
I love it, man. Well, thank you for calling in tonight. Glad I got to see you again on campus, and let's keep doing that, okay?
Yes, sir. War Eagle.
All right, War Eagle. All right, great to hear from Hunter this evening, and you guys can take advantage of our call-in link as well. We've already got one in the hopper, so to speak, and we'll get him in here in just a second. Thank you for being patient there. All you got to do is click the link, and it's up at the top of the chat on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, you can find it at the top, but you got to scroll. And then on other aspects of social media, you'll have to come over to YouTube probably to access that. We have also put in the links to barnsupply.com. Please do give them a look and a follow on social media as well. But we'd love for you to shop with them. We are an affiliate of theirs. And when you shop with them, you support an Auburn company with a great Auburn people, but you also support us as well. So please do that if you can. And then just at least go peruse around. You never know. You might find something you love, like this hat, the I Believe in Work Hard Work hat. Is literally one of my favorite hats that I have. Here's how you know if it's a favorite hat of mine, that I don't wear it out. And I mean that sincerely. Like this, I don't want to mess up because it's a white hat, stuff like that. But go check that out if you haven't, barnsupply.com. They're our sponsors for Auburn Family Night during the spring season. We're proud to partner with them. All right, well, let's get to a couple of comments here, and then we'll get to our next caller. Just want to make sure we don't spend too much time not letting you guys get some of your comments and things like that. Yes, my electronics were kind of on the scale of him at this top. So Quincy his comment earlier was addressing recruiting and stuff like that. He says, hopefully we start to close out some of these top targets because it's been a slow start. Yeah. So Quincy, I don't know how long you've been here. Forgive me if you've been here a while and I don't remember it, but I'm a big advocate of us not building up these recruits more than we need to early on. I think we get enamored and are trained to do so with stars and rankings and things, and they just don't matter as much as people think they do, especially in the transfer portal era. It creates headlines when the 5-star elite, everybody's elite, if you've noticed that. Go look at how many times these edits are made for these particular recruits when they pick somebody, and how many times they're called elite. It'll just, it's overdone. Anyway, it's a pet peeve of mine. But yeah, obviously it makes a lot of good headlines. We'll see. I think that's probably in relation to one that didn't work out today. I honestly didn't even think about it until it was shared in our Discord again. But that's the name of the recruiting game. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold, and sometimes it's just going steady. It'll ebb and flow. Let's see here. What else do we have here? The Lady Tigers were not mentally prepared to play tonight. Did we get a final on that? Yeah, Troy beat them. What's a rare midweek loss for Auburn softball versus midweek opponent, but it's also rare that they do that. So, I know it's been a little bit of a, especially rough SEC season yet again for them. I think they are trying to overcome some steep climbs that you have to do in this conference when you're restarting a program. So I hope that you'll all continue to have patience with the Malvos, because I really, really like them. Good call from Hunter there. A lot of people giving him thanks for that, and I agree as well. Let's see how long we can keep Kyle up tonight, line up in the call link. So that means you've all got to do it. Hunter's challenged you all. I would love to see that. Keep me going here the whole time. Yeah, until someone signs on the dotted line, it really doesn't mean that much these days. All right, let's go right here to Micah. He has some information for us. Now, this is a good example of when we talk about the Auburn experience. We like to cover everything about it. Sports, culture, family. Obviously, we know that primarily you're here to talk about football and primarily here to talk about sports, but there's other things as well. And I appreciate Micah, as a Bama fan, doing some research. And we got into a little chat today. He asked the question, Auburn and NASA, is there a connection there? And I said, surely, as world-renowned as Auburn engineering is, especially their aerospace engineering, that's got to have somebody connected. I said, it may not be an astronaut. It may not be someone super high up, but there's got it. So let's see what he said here. I haven't even read it yet. There were 6 actual astronauts that were Auburn alum. There you go. I feel like I knew that now that you said that, and I've forgotten about that. 400 plus subsidiary staff at NASA. Also, another fun thing, another college in Alabama also had a huge hand, and that's UAH. Not a shock there, right? So subsidiary of Alabama there. The Lancers, I think is what they're called. But not shocked that Huntsville area shows up in the Huntsville school up there. So there you go. A little bit of fun fact, Auburn experience, the Auburn culture side. I think that would fall into Auburn, as suspected, was even more prominent than I thought in the NASA thing. So thank you, Micah, for bringing that up tonight. A little bit of a fun fact for us on Auburn Family Night. Corey says, I think we're in a pretty good spot having Tia on the back burner. The coaches seem to really like his progression. That's a great point, Corey. And so back to what Hunter was asking about, what would you like? So I like getting to see what the backups, would look like. And that is Tristan Tia. And that's who mainly you walk away with, I think, feeling pretty good about. So good shout out there as well. If anyone so help him out. If you see any of the posts and if you just see a post from A-Day, if someone making fun of Bama fans being there, you probably can just type in there's always one or something like that, because that's usually the phrase that's used. Send it to Hunter, because I think that they would find that hilarious. All right, I've made him wait long enough in the green room, and you guys got to get in line as well here, but he's been very patient tonight, and we appreciate that. What's up, Kevin, with the cowboy hat, sir?
War Eagle.
How you doing tonight, buddy?
Fine. My friend Deshaun Spencer is a major player for Auburn this year.
I hope he's going to be. He certainly turned heads in spring camp and the spring game. He was talked about a lot before the game and after the game. So he's off to a great start. You on a first name basis with him? You know him well?
No, I know he's from Saraland.
And now, you're from Wilmer, but is Saraland near Wilmer?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you just how you were familiar with him as much, but maybe you got to get do you have a 9 jersey now that you can wear?
It got Deuce Knight's name on it.
Put some tape over it. Just put some tape over, little white tape, and we'll just pretend it wasn't there, But he was an Auburn player, so.
But my sister could order me a number 9 Auburn jersey.
Well, maybe so. But yeah, you better be careful there. You'll fill up your closet pretty quickly getting all these orders in for Auburn jerseys.
Who
So
is number 0?
Number 0 off the top of my head. Someone's gonna get to it in the chat before I did. Do you know off the top of your head? Okay, I can look that up for you real quick. I feel like I should know this, and I apologize that.
How bad did
You know what I just saw?
Auburn
Sorry. Hang on. I got what I just saw. So I just typed in the Auburn roster, and I don't know if you've ever done a Google search for that before. It has, like it'll bring up images of people that are part of the Auburn roster, and it's the players' images. It has Keyshawn Singleton come across, and it's Zach Blackerby's face on the Keyshawn Singleton. It's saying that Zach Blackerby of Locked On Auburn is Keyshawn Singleton. That is hilarious. I hope he knows about that. That is hilarious.
How come Keyshawn Singleton did not play?
Keyshawn. Yes, good question. He had a discipline issue, is what I think Coach said, and he chose to utilize that as an opportunity to kind of, he sees him as a stepson, as he said, and I think message received. So that's why 0, and Hunter got to it here, is Sylvester Smith. And I knew I should have known that. He's going to probably feature very prominently in the defense this year.
I think they got number 0 on the offense too.
I don't see anybody listed here. It's in order. 0 is Sylvester Smith. Now there may be someone that's like a walk-on that hasn't been listed quite yet, or maybe someone's.
Did number 26 get to play any Saturday?
26 being Wayne Henry or Christian Burnett? Which one are you talking about?
Christian Burnett.
He did. I think he had a fumble in the game. Then Wayne Henry, I think he either had an interception or a really big like pass breakup or tackle or something like, because his name got called out in a big way over the microphone or the sound system.
Let's talk about our front court in basketball.
What you want me to talk about? Tell me what exactly you want to talk about.
The 7-footers.
You happy about them 7-footers?
Yeah.
Well, you've got one less with Emeka Oporum deciding to leave, but you kind of understand that at this point. Buki, how about this? Hey, I don't know. I don't have him on speed dial. I would imagine, I'm just going to walk that out, that he saw 2 other 7-footers of some prominence coming in and was concerned, given how he's had to battle back for playing time, and obviously with his injury, his medical condition. I would imagine he saw his opportunities were probably better elsewhere.
Yeah, we got a kid named Adam somebody.
Are you talking about
South Alabama?
Yes. One from South Alabama, one from Troy, one from Creighton, and one from, it would be now Santa Clara and Iowa and Creighton. But anyway, yes.
We got somebody from
Vanderbilt as well today. Yes, that one just came through today. A little swap for Sway. A little bit of a disappointment there, but that worked out. Kevin, I got to ask you, did you come to A-Day?
I could not go because something came up.
Kevin, man, you keep leading me on. I keep getting told I'm going to meet you finally at Tiger Walk, and I keep looking around, and there's no Kevin to be found. Why are you going to keep doing this to me, buddy?
Wait, it's only like, I think it's 3 hours from Auburn, where I live at.
Not too bad. It's not
too bad.
No, it's not that bad. So I think one day you got to just pick a game next year and say, no matter what, even if I don't have a ticket, I'm coming to the game, or I'm going to Auburn. We're going to tailgate, all that stuff, go to Tiger Walk, and I'm going to make sure I go shake Kyle. You got to shake Kyle's hand.
I might come Southern Miss or Florida game.
All right. Well, I'm going to hold you to that. So y'all heard it here
because
first.
I know somebody got season tickets I'm trying to get.
Oh, well, you might need to hook me up with that connection too, sir.
Yeah.
What else is on your mind tonight?
The baseball team,
What about them?
they're 28-12.
28-12. Got a very difficult back half of the SEC schedule to get through to get to the postseason, but they can do it.
Yeah, they can do it. They got pitching.
Oh, they certainly do. And looks like the bats are starting to liven up just a little bit. So
And
if all those things come together at the same time, that's a potent mix.
my favorite player is Mason
Mason McCrane.
McCrane. He had 3 home runs that day.
So you are going to pick Mason over his brother Brandon. How's he going to feel about that?
Don't know.
Hey, listen, I think that'll be just fine. There's probably just
And
as many Brandon fans as there are Mason.
I like Bug Terrell too.
Everybody likes Bub Terrell. How do you not like Bub Terrell? He is just a character. He's a great baseball player. He's got a cannon for an arm, and he's got a lot of power at the bat too.
Did the softball girls get beat?
2-0. So not a bad loss, but it's still a loss to Troy in the midweek.
Oh my.
Yeah, oh my. All right, Kevin. I would like you to predict, sir. I always like to get predictions from you. Who will be the first? Who will be the net? What position will Auburn get a commitment from at the high school ranks for 2027 next?
Quarterback.
Well, we'll see if you're correct, sir. And when you come back with us, if there is one, we'll give you that gold star stamp of approval that you called it here first. So thank you, sir, for calling in tonight. Always good to have you.
I'll talk to you later, War Eagle.
War Eagle. Good to have you, buddy. All right, that's 2 great callers already to start off the show. Hunter did beat Kevin in tonight, that's a rarity. Technically, he did. Technically. I keep saying technically. But you guys can take advantage of the call-in link as well. So don't be shy. Come on in, say hello, hang out with us, and spend some more time with us. If you haven't, please do smash the like button. Hit the share button. Lets people know that we're live so that they can participate in this live portion as well. If you're on the replay, obviously you can hit the like button, all that kind of stuff too. And we thank you for coming back no matter when you got here or how you got here. It just matters that you are here. Let's see here. What else do we got in the chat from you guys? You can drop some more comments in to see what we want to dive in today. Let's see. This is Hunter. He says, I still believe Kevin is Aubie in hiding. Never seen him in the same place at the same time. This is a fair statement. Kevin also likes to accessorize just like Aubie does. But see, Hunter, the problem with your theory is that how can you be Aubie? He would just be Aubie is a real tiger. Like it's Aubie is Aubie. That's it. You can't be Aubie unless you are Aubie, right? So I hear you, but you seem to live in this fantasy world where Aubie's not a real tiger. And I don't know why you would do that, because there has been no proof whatsoever that Aubie is not a real tiger. In fact, I can present to you facts that he's not. Have you ever seen Lee Corso wear his head? No. I rest my case. End of story. So it's a great theory, Hunter. It's just wrong. But let's be honest. If there was a world where you could be Aubie, like a friend of Aubie or something, I don't know. You might find Kevin doing that. I think he would be a good candidate for that. Let's see here. Okay, Corey says, always good to hear from resident locals so they can tell us fun little Auburn things like this. FYI, if you drive by the fisheries, I said fishery at night, you can see orange and blue lights attached to the regulators in the ponds. Corey, would this be the fisheries, the only ones that I know of, out North College heading towards 280 on the left if you're going north? Or maybe I've got the roads a little bit off there, but if that's what you're talking about, I don't know when they started doing that, but that's a really cool touch, just to make the town feel Auburn that you don't necessarily think about. But this is going to be like inside baseball here. I do wonder, have they done tests to see would those orange and blue lights at night do anything to the fish? Like does it affect their health anyway? I don't know. I'll shut up. I get to nerd out about these things. I'm going to. Okay, so on Highway 147. So yeah, if you're ever driving through Auburn at night and you just want to see something cool, go do that. It's a good call out, Corey. It's worked out the last couple of summers. I think the last 2, maybe 3, where I went and did this like nighttime at Auburn series in the summer when things were very quiet, getting some really cool shots and things like that. And maybe we'll do that again. That's just somewhere off the beaten path of Auburn that I haven't done yet, and that's what I'm always kind of looking for. So we'll see. I know I've said this a lot. I do have reason to believe that I will be in the Auburn area a little bit more in the coming months. Don't know exactly how that's all going to lay out, but we might be able to do a few more of those things. So if there's like a cool shot or something that you want of something at night other than the football stadium, wow, I just got really the sinuses are getting to me. I went for a walk before this, so all that pollen out there, man, is just let me know in the Discord, especially. Oh, Micah, get out of here! Get out of here, Micah. I can't hate you too bad because you brought some good substance to the show tonight. All right, what else do you want to talk about? We've talked about spring ball a little bit. Not some discussion about the men's basketball portal and what's been coming from that. What else? Kevin brought up a little baseball, a little softball. Someone else brought that up a little early in the show. No talk or any opinions, or y'all don't want to talk about handrails for the Jordan-Hare Stadium expansion? Seriously? Nobody wants to talk about handrails? What's going on here? Thought that was the most important thing that we need to talk about. Some of y'all live miserable lives. I'm just going to be honest. Corey says, I wish JHS would do a 4th of July show at night. I would love to see a spectacle like that. You wonder what the reason is that if it has been done, I mean, I don't remember, but if it's never been done, what's the holdup? Like what, especially this, like, if your idea is to have Jordan-Hare be viewed more of an all of the year facility, now you can't really do anything inside there with the fireworks, like people inside. But so you just wonder, like, what can they do to make this more of a thing? Like, could you set up some designated like viewing areas that people can come sit in that you pay for? Everything's monetized these days. I don't know, like, what would you do? It's not a bad idea, Corey. I'm just surprised something like that hasn't happened quite just yet. Hunter says the expansion in the north end zone will also help trap the crowd noise. It certainly will. It's already an intense environment, and getting that will certainly enhance that. The new top target for quarterback after, are you asking or are you telling us? So Quincy, like, I don't know if I said this clearly earlier. I don't spend a lot of time here on this show worrying about people who aren't currently part of the Auburn experience. I know a lot of other places do that, and that's great. I just don't see the value anymore. I used to be very heavy into this speculative recruiting stuff, and it just is a waste of of people's time, in my opinion. You're certainly welcome to bring them up here if you'd like to. I just won't have much to expound on it because I just don't spend any time worried about people who haven't chosen Auburn yet, And even then, it's a risk, right? When they commit, they can flip, they can sign and not sign after that. So if you've got some insights that you are certainly welcome to share. I don't follow, but any thoughts on the new gymnastics coach? Yeah, good thing to bring up, WT. So if you're not aware, new head coach for Auburn Gymnastics is Ryan Roberts, former co-head coach of Auburn, of Georgia, and now has signed up to come on over here. So poaching from the rivals, so to speak, and that's a good place to poach from. It seems that I took it that Georgia was being a little salty about it. They made a post about it when it was official he was coming, that they shared the other co-head coach and said the head coach of Georgia. I'm like, you could have done that before, right? I understand they were trying to keep him around, all that kind of stuff, but it's probably for the best for both candidates right there. Not an expert in gymnastics, but coming from a good program and a guy that's probably wanting to be his own boss and stuff. So seems young. I look some of his background, I kind of connect with in terms of just liking him. So we'll see. We'll all learn a little bit more about him. I'm asking who is left on the Auburn board for quarterback. You think? I kind of answered Quincy. Unfortunately, I'm not trying to. I wish I could give you more than that. That's just not something that we focus on here with who's on the big board and stuff like that, because I don't know, and I don't spend any time worrying about that, because no matter how much time we spend talking about it, that's not going to change anything, and so we just focus on it when it becomes a official thing. So right now, I am focused on who is committed in the class 2. That would be not Proctor anymore. The new tight end. I haven't learned his name yet. And I just looked at the page. See, I told you I'm just not a big recruiting person, because I just think it is what it is. But feel free to offer anything that you'd like to here, if in the chat if you'd like to. Kyle doesn't value recruiting stars or height in basketball. Now, Hunter, this is fighting words. I will 100% agree in the recruiting stars, but you are blasphemous. You already said blasphemous things about certain establishment in Auburn. Now you're saying blasphemous things about what my opinion is and all that. Thank you, Quincy. Donovan Miller. I was like, Donovan Miller and George Lamons, not Lemons, but that's the typo thing. Got you there. It's the typo monsters. It's dangerous. But yes, tight end and a one defense, one offense. Hopefully things will pick up for those of you that love to dive into that soon. And we'll certainly talk about it when the facts come, not the speculation. I don't like I don't like when people obsess about handrails. That don't need to obsess about handrails anymore. We got it. We got it the first million times. Let's see here. Corey says we need some of the Samoans on our offensive line from the West Coast. The boys know how to eat. Yeah, listen, I don't care who they are, what nationality they are, as long as they know how to move bodies. That is all I care about. And please bring me some more of those. And we'll see if our crews this time around know how to do that. George Kimball will really help us next year in giving Tahad and KO rest time, so they are fresher in the second half. I wonder if we are done yet in guard additions. It just, to me, feels like there's an opportunity for one more. I could be wrong. If you look at, let me see if I can pull something up for us this evening real quick, just to kind of walk out something as far as the roster right now. That's probably gonna give us a paywall. It is. Stand by, folks. I know this doesn't make great news. Let's see if this gives us a little bit of opportunity here. Okay, so yeah, here we go. This will lay everything out and looks like they're up to date. So you've got 5 transfers in at this point. Buki Aboye, center. Owen Freeman, who would be a center or a power forward by this website. Thomas Dowd, a forward. We'll just call him a forward. Adam Olson, a forward as well. And then Kimball, a guard. You have a Caleb Williams, who is coming in as a forward. Most people have him listed as a small forward. Narcisse Ngoy as an international. So as a center. And then you've got retained from this past year in terms of the most prominence, and they don't have this person listed, so I'm just curious. Kevin Overton, Simon Walker, Tahad Pettiford, and I would assume Blake Musalik, who I don't think has made an announcement or anything like that, but let's just assume that he's a factor in this as well. So that's right now 4 true guards. You've got about 2 to 3 centers and about 3 to 4 forwards. So let me count all this up properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean, that's an 11-man roster right there. So maybe we are done. I don't know. But I would suspect that we would be finding ourselves another guard to throw into the mix there, if anything else. And it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. Hunter says, why does Austin not hang out with E2C during the Tiger Walk? Does he think he's special since he's got wow. Man. Oh, sorry, Austin. No, listen, Austin's got 2 twin boys that he is managing, and you can, as a dad, Hunter, can probably understand just how difficult one can be sometimes and manage them in those type of situations. I would imagine when they get older, it'll be more of a thing for them, but I would love it. He knows I'm there, and I would love to see him there more often. So, you've been called out, Austin, if you see this one. Quincy says one more guard and would be good schematically with the 3 bigs that we brought in. It just feels right, doesn't it? Like we're just all speculating here, but it feels like there needs to be maybe one more, maybe even point guard, because Tahad's the main one right now, but Kevin can do that well. Blake can come in for a spell as well at that if he's still here next year. So all of that's potential. The Lithuanian guy I've heard is potentially an option as well, but I think he is still a larger person, if I'm not mistaken. Wouldn't shock me. We would pull in an Eastern European at the last minute. Let's see if we can find him. 6'6". So I mean, he's a small forward type of guy. It's not really a guard, but maybe he's considered a big guard, kind of like Keyshawn Hall was. Who knows, right? Joe, what's up, my man? Thanks for hanging out with us this evening, sir. Love having you here. All right, we are sitting at. Let me get this last thing in, and then we'll do some reminders. We're not done yet. Just trying to make sure we use our time well. Oporum jumped in the portal, but I think he saw that he would have restricted playing time and is doing what is best for him. Wish him luck. Absolutely, I think we can make that assumption right there. He seemed like a really good kid, and I hate that he couldn't finish his time here with us. All right, phone lines are still open. We've had 2 great callers this evening. We'd love for you to be that third. So even if you have nerves about calling in this evening, don't. It's really easy. I know it's kind of a scary thing to put your voice out there. You can be on camera or off. You saw 2 examples of that tonight. We just love to hear from you. So you've got your last opportunities to utilize the phone link, which is provided by our friends at barnsupply.com. We put the links in there for you once already. I'll try to do it again for you guys so that you can have an opportunity to go shop with barnsupply.com. Great sponsors of Auburn Family Night throughout this spring season with us. We appreciate them very, very much. Okay. What else? Oh, reminders. What was I was about to say? I forgot the reminders portion of the show. So we are now moving into that part of the year where the live streams are going to be kind of back to their core, the base things. Remember, if you have any other doubts, Wednesday nights and Sunday nights at 9 Eastern time. You're doing this one right now. Wednesday nights at 9 Eastern is Auburn Family Night. It's just a catch-all. You guys take the center stage. You're the stars of the show here. I'm just on the screen. What you want to talk about. Sunday night, and that will be our next scheduled live stream, will be the Auburn Experience, our live podcast recording where, yes, you can watch the sausage being made for the first majority part of the show. And at the end, we will leave time for Q&A. Those of you that continue to beg for more of that, make sure you're staying for it. And I know it's late and all that kind of stuff, but we are having that opportunity for you to have that at the end of that show. So Sunday nights, Wednesday nights, every single one of those, unless otherwise stated, there probably will be a Sunday night around my birthday where I won't be with you guys. Hope you understand, to celebrate that and spend some time with my family. But really, we should be on track for the majority of these for a while. So 9 Eastern time, 8 Central, Wednesday nights, Sunday nights. Be here. Get your friends here. Get your family here. Do not let them miss out on Auburn Family Night or the Auburn Experience. Let's see here. Corey says, Austin only graces us with his presence on the flagship show. We're not that important on Wednesday night. Yeah, I would say if he didn't have 2 twin boys, I would lump that on him as well. But let's just say I understand. So, it's just kind of one of those things that I wish we could have Austin here the whole time. And maybe if he was a paid member of the staff, he would be here more often. But he is a busy man. He does a lot of good work for the university as well. So I give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see. Austin likes to think that he is Ryan Gosling of E2C since he got his hair plugs. Jeez, did I miss something? Like, is that like the thing that y'all are dogging him for now? He's got a better head of hair than I do. So that should be a joke towards me. Who knows, but I just brought on myself. All right, we've got about 5 minutes left here. What else do y'all want to discuss other than Austin's hair plugs? Anything that we haven't talked about? I mean, we pretty much run the gamut here for the most part. I will ask a question of the group, and I'll come back to something I've already asked. With the expansion for the North End Zone, have y'all looked at that in detail? Yeah, just type yes or no. everauburn.com. Have y'all gone to that website? If you have not, you should. It is an incredibly well done, thought through website. And that's an indication of how well done this facility is going to be, y'all should be very excited. I know it's a big comparison and it probably doesn't mean that much, but I hope that you guys will all go to that website. I'm not touching that comment, WT. Wow. I really do, because I think it's a lot of good things in it. And the more that I learn about this project, the more I think about what this is going to be like. I think Justin Hokanson had Rhett Hobart on their platform to talk a little bit more detail. I was planning on asking for a similar situation, although we may need to find a way to angle it differently so it's not just repeat. I would like for us this off season, if I can find the time, to spend some more time diving into details about this, because I think there's a lot to be excited about it. Looked at the plans on the website, but I was disappointed. Had no y'all are awful. Awful. I hope you all are stuck in traffic and you have a stomach attack and you can't get the doors unlocked, but the windows can slightly crack so you can breathe, and nobody can help you for a solid 2 hours. That's what I hope for you. Or I'll make it simpler and tell you what my wife tells me often. I hope you kick rocks with open-toed shoes. I just say I hope you kick rocks with no shoes on. So either way, there you go. Yes, he does work for the education department. He does. Yes. It's WT. Honestly, I'm probably speaking out of turn here. I actually would love someday when I have so many ideas for content pieces that we should do here. I would like to go through a department and kind of meet some of the staff and show people the new facilities and stuff. Like, they've done some of that stuff on their own, but people sometimes pay attention to these things more when it's done through the non-affiliated social media accounts and stuff like that, and just talk about some of the cool things that they have going on there. Yes, I did do that. I had Taco Bell last night and this morning I was using your catchphrase. It didn't have to be this way. Hey, we got Gus back, y'all. He's back. He shared another picture today of them with a moving truck back in. Listen, the world is healing itself. It's like we're finally reverting back to the way things were kind of supposed to be. Auburn is better with Gus Malzahn being an active part of it, and I am here for it. It's very special. I know y'all are not shocked that I feel that way about it, but hey, I hope that all of you do as well in some sense of the word. Okay, with that in mind, it looks like we have wrapped up all the comments. I've done last call. We have given you the announcements, and we have covered it all. Spring ball, men's basketball portal. We talked baseball, softball, gymnastics. We talked stuff not even sports related, and we are appreciating very much for you all being here and participating and being part of our little family within the Auburn family. Final announcement here. Please do, when you're done here, go visit our friends at barnsupply.com. Check out this hat, the I Believe in Work Hard Work hat. Many other things there, apparel, gear, other things that help you barn out. And we appreciate them supporting us here on Auburn Family Night during the spring season as our official sponsor of this show. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm glad that I got to spend the evening with you here again on Auburn Family Night. As we go, I want to remind you the Auburn Creed asks you to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with God. We ask you to do the same thing. War Eagle.